I'm Drew. I retired at 52 after 30 years of teaching physics. Don't really consider the summer as part of my retirement. I figure when all of my teacher friends and my wife went back to work, that started the countdown into retirement. So it has been 9 weeks. 9 weeks is significant to teachers, especially because it's one grading period. And after 9 weeks, I've got a list of surprises about retirement. One surprise is the importance of the school calendar. I don't have to go to work on those days, but I like having a calendar on my refrigerator. I just like looking at it, knowing what all my old friends are doing, and staying in the loop a little bit in that way. I do have a giant X through it, but I didn't take it down and throw it away. So another surprise to me is the difficulty I've had in keeping up with trash day. Like, I typically know what day of the week it is. You know, Friday's no more important to me than any other day. But the one I keep missing is trash day. So in Roanoke, that's on Thursday. And I never missed the trash truck before, but it's like you'll be sitting there and you watch TV a few more minutes, and then you hear some trash trucks on your street. And then all of a sudden, your trash isn't going to be emptied for another week. Next surprise, probably the best one on the list. A few years ago, they started the dentist taking blood pressure. And I don't know why they all of a sudden started, but probably had my blood pressure taken there like 6 or 7 times in a row now. And this most recent time, she took my blood pressure, and usually they like comment on it, say the number, and then they say it's a little bit high. And she just took my blood pressure and walked over and entered something on the chart and didn't tell me what it was. And so I was like, hey, what was my blood pressure? And I don't remember the number she said, but she answered with the number, and then I said, well, what range is that in? And she said, oh, it's in the top end of the normal range. And I'm like, is that different for me? And then she starts looking at my chart, and she's like, oh, yeah, you've been in the high range the last 3 years, and this is the first time you're down to the acceptable blood pressure range. I've lost maybe 5 pounds, but I don't think there's that much difference in what I've been doing. And just not having the stress of school, I think, like, lowered my blood pressure significantly. Another surprise is change in mental energy. Don't have too many like concrete examples except for like maybe like my chess game. I would go through streaks where I would win a bunch of games in a row and lose a bunch of games in a row. And I think it would just, and this is all online against strangers, but I think it was related to like how stressed out I was at work. So, you know, if you had a bunch of stuff to do, you'd play badly. If you, start of winter break, you'd play well for 10 games in a row. So my chess game is just up, and I think it's because I can devote mental energy to that idea. There's other things around the house, projects that have just sat there for years that I haven't made a video about everything, but stuff that's just I've taken care of, fixed tools, replaced belts on things. There's just stuff you can get done, and the reason you didn't do it before wasn't because it was that long a job. It was just because you just couldn't wrap your brain around focusing on that because there was just too many other pressing issues. Another surprise, I don't think this would have interested me before, but my wife and I really like to watch some cooking shows on YouTube. All Recipes with Nicole is one of our favorites. And it's not surprising we were watching her, but it was surprising that the topic of depression meals interested us. So she did some meal preps, and 2 of them involved hot dogs, and were supposed to be like dirt cheap to make. So on a Monday, we had a kind of pasta stew thing with some hot dogs in it. And then on Thursday, we had the rest of the pack of the hot dogs with some potatoes and eggs and peppers and stuff. And yeah, two of our meals that week were depression era, dirt cheap, made with hot dogs as a protein source. Now, I'm not going to lie, on the Wednesday in the middle, we did have steak and potatoes. But, you know, at least are like trying to do the right thing and trying to live on budget-friendly meals. Another surprise is my ability to just find deals has increased dramatically. Been going by the Restore couple times a week now. It was hard to even make it there during business hours when school was going. But walked in the other day, and in the molding section, there was like 60 linear feet of tall walnut molding. And I really don't have a room that like that dark wood trim would fit in, but I just had to buy it anyway because it was just such a deal. So I bought it, kind of plan on ripping it down and putting a planer to it, and then getting some just solid walnut to do some projects with. I never would have got that deal because I would have been working on a Tuesday and somebody would have beat me to it. Another thing that happened this week in Virginia at the ABC store, they charge like the manufacturer's recommended price for liquors, and they just randomly put some of the good stuff out. So I walked in, bought a bottle of Eagle Rare at $42, and my son's in Tennessee. It'll cost him $90 if he wants a bottle of that there. I tend to just find things as well. Like I'm filming this right now, and just laying on the ground here, a whole bunch of decent solid wrenches just laying on the ground. So that was particularly lucky. Last one may be the biggest surprise of all. Mentioned in earlier videos that I had finished 30 years and my wife had finished 29 years. I don't want to get into all the details of it, but we expected her to have one more year of work, and she just recently got the news that she is able to retire now. So the last few weeks she's been retired, and it is wonderful. It does come with some complications. Healthcare, we're doing COBRA until the 2025 calendar year ends, and then we'll be checking out the Affordable Care Act marketplace for health insurance after that. So that's my list. Not bored yet. Haven't starved to death. Been able to pay my bills so far. Looking to find some ways to make a little bit of extra cash, but would retire again despite the surprises. So check back next week. Think I'll be in Myrtle Beach and working on the beach house. And so tune back in to see what Drew's up to.